Hey YouTube. So the other day, Twitch chatter submitted a replay, and we did an analysis on streaming it, and it went incredibly well. So I figured that I'd start bolstering the YouTube series that we do in a very tongue-in-cheek way. We're starting this one called Masters Class because, as you guys might know, I'm pretty hard stuck Masters. GM on an A, but nobody really takes that seriously. So what follows is going to be the first episode where we go in depth on, I think, young Sally's like Masters 3 Diamond 1 level, and we just walk through the different decisions and mistakes that were made in this game. If you are interested in submitting your replays for these, actually, I don't charge for analysis or anything. You just need channel points, which means that you have to have my Twitch stream open, twitch.tv/UpATree, and you gotta get some coffee points, and then you have to do redeem replay analysis. And yeah, like if the analysis is good, then I'll throw it up on here. All right, I hope your day's going well, and I hope you enjoy the analysis. Fix it in post. Yeah, well, I don't want to fix it in post and then I'll fix it when my banned off of Twitch time. All right, Sally, let's see what you did here. What kind of stupid shit have we done? All right.
SCV ready.
Additional supply.
What are we, 4K or something? Barracks. Gas. Double gas. Alright, you better be fucking doing mine drop or some shit. So I'm gonna be really triggered if you don't.
SCV ready.
Let's see what you do here.
SCV ready.
What did Ryung play? Did Ryung just play this build, like, unironically? I feel like it puts you really far behind, but I'd have to see what you do with it.
Base is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, build looks pretty clean. Does he go 2-1 or is it 2-2?
The Grim Reaper has arrived. SCV ready.
No, like in the gas. The gas. You were at 2-1. Was it 2-1 or is it supposed to be 2-2?
SCV ready.
I haven't seen the Ryung games. 2-2? Yeah, okay, so you had a little bit of gas fuck up there, but shouldn't be too bad. Ah, okay. So it is supposed to go to 2-1. Yeah, fair. Okay.
Add-on complete.
You never know too if the game that you watched him do it in, like I don't know where you got the build from, but like it's possible that that was a mistake. He like grouped from there and then just built the depot, then rallied it back. So you'd have to watch a replay where he gets to do it cleanly. All right, Cyclone's nice. All right, so I don't know this build, so I'm not going to like pretend like I know this build. So far, it looks like it's fine. You're floating gas though, which is kind of scuffed. 300 gas. I imagine it's because we're supposed to start stim combat shields and +1 all at the same time. Oh, but that should burn gas though.
SCV ready. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I guess because it holds back the mineral counts for other shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the build, so I don't really know where you went wrong. And then we go Starport. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't like about this build, I'm sure Young plays it well, but like, I just don't like how slow it is to get economy up. Like, I wouldn't want to play like this versus Protoss, but I get it though. It depends on what you do with it, I guess. Kind of feels like doing 2-1 in present day, right? Obvious supply block is 78. It's shit. But, I mean,
Ready for dust off.
it just happens. Okay, good pickup. So what are we gonna do with these units? Like, I feel like we have to do something with these units right now. Like these units, like, need to go to his main base, or into his third, or something. Okay, so in this moment, one thing that you should do is just like take a. You should have like I have this hotkey. I don't know if you have this as well. Let me turn the music down a little bit. I don't know if you have a hotkey that removes units from another hotkey. Do you have that? So I have when I hit 6, any unit I've selected adds a unit, steals a unit to like like 9 or whatever. Yeah. So what I do is you just take a unit and put it on the sensor tower on this watchtower, because like you're already on the map, right? So like when you're taking the map, just take it for free, because now you have this position. Like you should be able to just take this. So I don't know if you do here, but like, you know, that's something you want to do. Just when you're taking control of the map, like actually take control of it, because this will tell you whether or not you're able to freely jump into his main from the 3rd, if that's what you're pushing.
Research
Yeah, we're off gas here. That's kind of shitty.
Research complete.
Yeah, we have 5 barracks. Okay. So before we do this, like, I'm really concerned. Okay, I'm concerned that we're about to YOLO in here. Okay, I'm concerned. Okay, I'm just telling you in advance. Like, I don't know what happens, but I'm concerned that we're about to fucking yeet ourselves into this base. I'm just concerned. All right, I don't know about you guys, chat, but I'm concerned, because the way this is looking right now is that Sally is about to fucking throw like I throw video games, okay, and just yeet into the fucking 3rd. So let's see what happens here. Okay, we're yeeting. Let's go. All right, we're very lucky our boy here didn't have 2 force fields, but we get to leave. Okay, so the right thing to do here is just send a Marine first. Like, contest the position with a single Marine every time. Because Protoss units, like, if he has 2 sentries there, you literally lose the game. Like, right there. He just, shoop, and he'll just cut you down. It's happened to me. Like, I speak from experience.
Add-on complete.
Ah, okay, and yet again, on the map here, notice that we've taken the map, we have position, but we still don't have this watchtower or this watchtower, right? So, like, obviously we covered this one earlier, but we just came from here. Always leave a unit there. Like, what's the point in taking a position if you aren't going to maintain it? It's kind of like, think of it like in Halo when you have, like, the domination game and everyone's trying to take, like, the points. Like, the whole point of coming onto the map. Like, why are you here if not to take map control and do damage, right? Like, if you're just going to build units, just stay at home where you're safe. If you're going to be here, get the things, like, take the objectives of the map. Right? So, obviously, like, it's not, nothing too bad has happened yet. Okay. We almost yeeted. I can hear Dan molding from here about using stim to run. But I think that's personally fine. Philosophical choice. We should be healing. Yeah, like, I would just be leaving a Marine, like, at every ramp. When, like, as I take the map, I'll leave a Marine everywhere. Just to maintain map control. What's our worker count at? So our worker count looks kind of sus, doesn't it? Yeah, this worker count looks kind of bad, doesn't it? Chat. We're building 1 worker at a time here. And we're at 50 workers. Looks kind of sus. Yeah, now we're not building any workers. We're at 50 workers. Yeah, this is a problem here. Yeah, now you started doing it. So I think if I had to guess, you have some pretty serious worker production issues when it comes to moving the units. I have this problem. So, like, you're not, like, you know, it's not Sally alone, guy on the island that doesn't build workers. And I do this all the time. So the trick that I use, and that I think most people do, is, yeah, double queue. But always double queue, right? Pay 150 mineral tax to never miss any cycles. Because, like, you should be at 68 workers by now. I think, right? If I watch one of my games where I get to this point, I'm pretty sure I should have around 68 workers by now. I think. Yeah. So yeah, we're not building workers again. We build a 4th. 59 workers. We're short 9. Okay, so I like this. Now what do you do after this? Okay.
Ready to blunder.
Alright, yeah, this is what I would do. This is good. We're still horribly undersaturated and also supply blocked.
Additional
Okay.
supply depots required.
SCV ready.
Ah. Yeah, okay, I can tell you what happens here. Alright. So, okay. Hold on. So here we have like a very Terran like situation, a Terran problem, okay? Alright. Tim has decided this base isn't worth it. So he's not going to defend it. And what he's going to do is kill you. Alright? So if we go back a little bit here. So this is actually a great move. Aside from the obvious worker production issues, strategically it's not, it's a very good choice. What have we done? We've set up our push with a drop. Classic. It's textbook. It's actually textbook, right? This is textbook Terran play. Right? We're supposed to take the watchtower, see where his army is, find it, do a drop, use it as a distraction, attack the third or fourth. Perfect, right? You think it's perfect. Now, how does Sally fuck it up?
Additional supply depots.
Hold on. Sally fucks us up by taking this fight. Why? Because he didn't actually respond to this. Right? So why is this strong? It's strong because it's supposed to split this army up. Shut up, Elgato. Nobody fucking cares. Okay? So you're supposed to split this army up, but you didn't. But he didn't. So what you did next is you fought with half of your army. Right? You should literally, like in this case, if he doesn't respond, you just do this drop, and then you fucking wait here. And you reinforce. Right? Well, here we have this massive army at home, ready to reinforce, and we don't. So, we should be here, parked outside his fourth, far enough away, right? Just keep him at a distance, right? You just back him up, keep him out of shot. So, this is what's happening here, is that we've taken a fight with half our army, actually worse, a third of our army against a max, like, 169 supply Protoss, right? When our army's in 3 parts, and we were hoping he would split his army, but he's not going to. So in this case, our major mistake here is just actually fighting. We should have just relaxed. Right? Just relax. There's no pressure here. There's no need to do anything. Right? It should have been, you should have scanned this army, and it should have been obvious to you you could never, ever, 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 ever have won this fight. It's impossible. Right? You should have looked at this army and just noped the fuck out of there. So you're still killing his fourth base. Right? But you can tell that now we're a little stressed. Right? Things have gotten a little out of hand. Never, ever, ever. Okay, we got... Oh, no! Okay, listen. Here we have another noob trap, okay? Chat, cancel the barracks. Okay? No, just cancel it. Immediately. Damage is already done. It's already done. The damage is done. You've already taken the damage. He's already done more than he should have. Like... Just cancel it. Just get it out of the way. It's fucking, it's causing you problems. It's not too bad, you're right, he backs up. So we're winning this fight now.
Mineral field depleted.
See, and more to my point, like, look at how easily we beat him with our rally, right? We rallied, and look at how easily we won. It's very easily we pushed him back. So, when we take our fights, we gotta make sure that when we actually want to fight, we have everything that we need. Right? A shameful display of cancel culture. Nice. I realize that this is not the overlay you would want. Okay, here we go. This is much better. That prevents this from going on YouTube. It's actually not a bad analysis, though. Okay, so in this position, okay, in this position, if I'm looking at this game from me, so like if I resumed from replay here and I took a look at this game, okay, I'll tell you what I would do, right? I would notice that he has 3 bases and we are getting 4 bases, right? But our army's a little shit, right? So what I would do in this case, right, I would recognize that we're about to explode an economy. His economy is damaged, but we are outgunned. So I would not want to be on his side of the map at all. I would focus all of my effort on establishing, like, and resaturating my 4th base, whichever one you decide to take, which I would always take this one, by the way. I never take this one. I take this as a 5th sometimes, but... So what we're going to do is PF this. I would resaturate. Well, these are things you might do, obviously. And then I would just chill for a little bit. And what I would do from there is continuously scout both 4th bases. This one and this one, right? Holding the watchtowers because clearly our opponent is also a little afraid of the map right now. And I would just try and establish, right, which base what am I setting up next, right? But I would wait till I have supply that I can have faith in to actually win me some fights. Because right now I'm not comfortable with this army, man. I'm scared. I'm concerned. I'm once again concerned. I'm concerned that Sally's gonna stay on this map with these units and act like they're jacked, like they're chads. But in reality, I'm a little afraid for their health. Okay, they're a little sickly. They need to go to the gym a little bit. I don't like it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that we're in the middle of the map right now and we shouldn't be here. Right? We should be fixing our economy, establish our economy. Essentially, you've taken advantage. You have an advantage now, and you need to establish that advantage. Because if you do stuff like this, what happens is that you've done damage, but now you haven't structured your own economy, so you don't actually realize those gains. You don't realize the advantages that you've made. Right? Obviously, like, I am not a great player, so, like, I make these mistakes as well all the time, but this is what is going through my head when I'm, like, actually capable of thinking correctly. Like, I need to actually realize my advantage. So, yeah, whenever I see disruptors, you just run, generally speaking, unless I'm 100% sure I'm gonna win the fight or I want to take it. Just book it. Like, book it. And there's a drill. I'm gonna be doing a YouTube video on this as well as what like external practice I'm doing aside from playing, but there's a drill that I do with a friend of mine. I pick a friend. I did it with Smile. I did it with Rob. Basically, I have like a small army, 2 medevacs with the units, and then a couple disruptors, and they just fire disruptors at me, and I practice like splitting and moving, maneuvering, and then we up the number of blink stalkers and disruptors and marine marauder in like different terrains in the unit tester, because you can have your partner like control any number of units. Like you can actually play in the unit tester. I think it actually helped a lot. Like, it helped me be able to keep the range, because that's the biggest thing, right? Like if I play against a disruptor player 1 in 5 games, right? If I play against disruptors 1 in 5 games, then I'm only getting practice against disruptors 1 in 5 games, and by the time I get to the next one, I haven't internalized, right? I probably haven't internalized those gains at all. So if you drill those for like maybe an hour or even 20, 30 minutes, it's going to do way more than playing a couple games against disruptors where you're worried about like 50 other things. It's really about being able to judge distance with disruptors. And again, we're fighting into shield battery here, so like, yeah, this is an impossible fight, right? Like you can't, it's just not going to happen. Now you even supply up.
Command center upgrade complete.
And our worker count could be a little bit higher, but it's not that bad. Like, especially when you're kind of, playing aggressively like this, and you're trying to keep the progress from reestablishing. Like, you could make a pretty good argument that this is fine. The resaturation from the main, you've looked at it like 3 times. Like, I'd really like you to fix that. Now we're gonna get that. Nice. Okay, good. So, in this is what I'm talking about with, like, you would want to put Marines here. Like, don't undervalue the strength of putting Marines on the map, right? Like, you just blew 600 minerals scouting for something that literally costs 100 minerals if you just use Marines.
Go time.
Right?
SCV ready.
Okay, so I'm okay with being on the map here. I still feel like we're undersupplied, but now see, my problem now is that we fundamentally misunderstand the armies here, I think. So, yes. Yeah, you've got it already. Like, you already have kind of thought about it clearly. But, obviously, I'm about to be really sad, and so is the rest of chat, I think. I don't think we're gonna nail... I don't think we're gonna nail this fucking disruptor. I think we're about to have a bad time. But in these small disruptor armies, where we're playing very, like, aggressively against a small number of disruptors, small number of, gateway units, in these situations, you always want to be splitting up your army, and, like, you don't even have to do like multi-army harass. Just do two medevac drops, double medevac drops. Make it so hard for the Protoss to commit, right? Because in the situation where, let's say he has 5 disruptors, I think it takes 6 to infinitely spam one disruptor at a time. So when you split them in half, disruptors become worse than half as good. Like, they're much worse because you can just snipe them one at a time, and then they can't keep firing disruptor shots at a distance. Or you can let them whiff too, right? You just need him to struggle to separate his army in a way that allows them to deal with you. Because, like, in theory, you know, if you gave this to Trap is going to pick the right number of disruptors to go north and the right number to be low, and he is going to have everything perfect. But he's not Trap, and you want to try and get them to separate, right? Alright, so we get 1. Nice. I get the EMP. Yeah, so just keep running. Like, you can't run far enough away from disruptors. Right? Like, if a truck is chasing you, okay? Don't just run 100 meters and just fucking stop and then stare as the truck runs you over. Keep running. Like, run until you can't. Like, that's not how it works. This is good. This is good play, though. I struggle to see how you're gonna lose this game from here. Okay. Ah, yes. The classic land Vikings into 3 Colossus. Perfect. So, an issue here is that you didn't scan, like, I always scan ahead. So, like, you actually have this problem where you're focusing on your army. I even noticed it with the disruptors. You look at your army directly. But most players will look ahead, and they'll scan ahead, like, in the back. So, like, you should be looking to see, because there's no way, if this guy's still fucking here, why is he here? Always when you're winning, because in this position prior to these 2 guys killing you, in your head, you should be thinking to yourself, I'm clearly fucking winning this game, and if I'm winning it, he knows I'm winning it, why is he still here? Right? Always. This actually improved my gameplay quite a bit. Always consider to yourself why your opponent is still fucking here. Because how many times I've been like, I don't know why my opponent is still fucking here, and then there's a corner base? Like, we've all been there. Yeah, it has to be. Otherwise it's over. Something has to be there, otherwise it's over. Right? It's either there's like 9 DTs, or 3 High Templar, or there's 5 disruptors in the back, or they've gone for 6 carriers. Like, there's always a reason that when the fight looks like it's going your way, unless they're griefing, that the opponent hasn't left. So we need to be scouting ahead, and we can use it, save our scans for those situations. Right? Look for that. Like when we won the fight. I mean, you're in game, so like, let's not think too much about this expansion, because like, you're expanding in this direction, which on other maps would be fine. Like, if you had gone straight to the right, like, it is what it is. Yeah, I wouldn't advise this way. I would say go here and then over, right? Like, most players go this way. Or they go to the 4th and then 5th here. This is not advisable, but it's okay. Like, I wouldn't think too much about this. Is easy adjustment, right? You're clearly still expanding at a decent rate. I would avoid floating your main, like, just build a new CC, because you want the scans to be safe against Protoss.
This better be good.
Yeah, I would actually just doom drop him here. Like, take some units. This army is not very threatening, right? It's very small, too. And, like, taking 3 medevacs into the main and just fucking chilling and like killing shit just makes it harder for them. Once you've got this position, like in your mind as a Terran, if you hold this position, the main should always be in play, right? If you have this spot, the main is right there, right? If you know where his army is, then you can just drop him. Always think about what you're doing with your space, really.
The minerals have up and down.
Oh, so we're taking... There's a lot of this in this game.
Upgrade complete.
Right, you've done this a couple times now. We're taking fights against an army that we just have no business winning. And like, obviously that's kind of a misclick, I think, too. But like, you hesitated for a second there, and I mean that's because you got caught out, which shouldn't really be what happens. Our map vision's very poor, right? Like, you probably jump like 200 MMR just by actually leaving units on the map, because you're getting caught out of position. That's all that's happening here, right? Like, we're basically being seen. Yeah, this is a bad fight. You should look at this and realize you can't win this in a straight up fight, and you should have immediately loaded up 2 medevacs and thrown them at a base. Right? Protoss excels aggressively like this. You don't want to be in this position ever. Yeah, the Ghost is a good pick. Yeah, we're in Struggle Bus Town, right? We're in Struggle Bus territory. Now, whenever I'm in Struggle Bus territory, I always try to channel my inner Maru. Okay, my inner Korean Terran. Okay? My inner Korean Terran always single drops. Always. When I am worried and concerned for my health, no. Like, they camp, but they always send out a medevac. Always. You'll notice that, like, especially if you watch like older GSL games, Terrans always send out a single, like, damage happens and they're concerned, they send out 1 drop. 100%. They'll always take 1 medevac of 8 units, because what it does is you need the Protoss to be concerned and back up. Because if he stays on your face like this forever, he'll just win, because he's got disruptors. So you can't have that. You need to create some space. You need to do something to get him off of you, right? Either you have to get him off of you, or you have to take this base and sack this base and rotate. Because if he stays here, he's gonna win. He has disruptors. He has 13 ranged explosion boys. Like, he can literally set up a tent outside your base and win. So we need to make space to get him out. The way that I usually play is that once we get to this position, I'll try and hold the middle of the map. No, it's not Imba, right? It's strong aggressively, but weak defensively. It's very weak defensively. If I can get my Liberators on his side of the map, I'm stronger, right? Because I can hold positions he can't break because of the Liberator shooting down, and the Disruptor can't shoot up. So, once we get to this position where I have this supply, I need to start transitioning into Liberator in order to push him. Because if he pushes me, I'm going to lose. I'm going to die. Even with Liberators, it's going to be very hard to win. But when this happens anyway, I mean, you can basically, I said that. You can sack the PF and rotate. That's fine. But, you know, a trick that works a lot against Protoss is to just load up a medevac or 2 and just yeet them across the map and make space that way, right? Yeah, if you're in a position, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, Smile's 100% correct. You don't, like, I will be in the middle of the map from the point where we're getting to the Disruptor Town, even if my army is worse, strictly to keep them away from my base. Because if I get into a defensive position against Protoss like this, I'm in trouble, right? So I'm going to start reinforcing the middle of the map with Liberators, trying to push positions and keep them on the defensive. Because once I'm on the defensive, Protoss is in their is in their element, right? He can just poke forever. Yeah, so we really need to be splitting here. Like, I know that the EMP is good, but yeah. You have to try and dodge those. You gotta respect the disco balls if we're gonna take a fight. There's a lot to do, but I just mean strategically speaking, right? Like, even when you were here at the 4th, like, what I was talking about was the same thing. Once you kill this base, if we just chill here and start spamming Liberators and getting lib range, instead of just, like, trying to take these fights that we can't win, That's the way to do it. Right? You want to get to a point in TvP where we're pushing a base with Liberators on their side of the map, right? Far away from us. Keep them away. Yeah, Liberators are terrible defensively. Horrible defensive units. They're the worst defensive unit in the game. They have extremely long pivot times. Like, not the worst defensive unit in the game, but they're very bad.
Complete.
They're very, very strong on offense. Like, what did you rate Live on the Pylon show? Like, either A or B, I think. I didn't give them S. They're not an S tier unit. Yeah, we stim a lot, man. Maybe you need to detox from my stream a little bit. Yeah, we're in this really shitty spot where, like, we're afraid of building Liberators because we won't be able to get enough, and we're broke. Right? I feel this. I feel this. Like, I feel this in my soul. Well, they suck in low numbers and they suck defensively. So, like, yeah, we're kind of just stuck in the suck right now.
Base is under attack.
Aw, man. Yeah. You gotta be a little bit faster on the reaction there. You gotta pull back as soon as you see the disruptors moving. Don't back up when you see the disruptor fire. Back up when you see the disruptor moving towards you. Right?
Base
We're eating a lot of these shots because we're waiting for the Ruptor to fire first. Right?
Mineral field depleted.
Ghost reporting.
Libs would be, the thing is that Libs are balanced on like a razor's edge. If they sieged like Thor's switch zones, it'd be crazy how good they are. Like, imagine harassment with a Liberator that had like instant siege. How stupid would that be? That'd be super fucking stupid. Just like do as it moves around the base, like hopping from spore to like spore position to spore position would be so insane.
Base is under
Yeah,
attack.
it's not. So again, we have this problem. The army is too good. This guy's army is better than our army, right? We need to split him up and distract him rather than just. But this went better than it should have. Protoss Boyo should have just backed up to the base. Yeah, like, we have a lot of these situations here. I can feel your frustration in the replay, to be honest. Like, it's very clear that we feel like we should have won, and we're taking fights because of that. Right? We're taking fights we shouldn't take. You know? Which happens to everybody. Like, how many times have I thought I was ahead taking a bad fight, and, like, it happens. But we're definitely taking fights we shouldn't take.
You want a piece of me, boy?
But yes, at this point, we've had disruptors long enough that you should really be trying to transition to Liberator and pushing positions instead of playing defensively like this. Because, you know, against a better player, it's just a matter of time before he lands 2 of these and you just lose 80 supply. Like, on the spot. Right? It's still not going too bad, though. Like, we're still kind of winning. Like, we're actually doing okay. We're winning these fights. This is an excellent scan. This is very good. Yeah, that's good. We're playing with... we're absolutely playing with fire here, though. So, okay. So, in this position, right? As soon as he pops this shield battery, what should we actually do here? No. You're not thinking about this position correctly, because you were winning. So we need to think for a second, right? We need to stop for a second and think about it. No, not just run away. You gotta think a little harder. So if he pops shield battery, right? Because we actually, at this point, you should look at this army and feel like you could win if we back up a little bit. Right? If we back up a little bit. At this point, like, look at these armies. Obviously, you also have something happening over here as well, but look at these armies. I should win this army. No? Yeah. Chris has it right. So, we should win this fight. Right? So, here we're doing damage, and we're making a bit of space. He pops the battery. Immediately, we want to push over here instead. Right? Because he can't win. He can't win this fight with the army units. And he has already popped his battery. So what we should do is set our rally and just attack here instead. Right? Force him to take a fight in a bad spot instead. Obviously, we should be producing because we're floating a crap ton of money with 135 supply. But again, like those are the macro mistakes are separate. Like you should always be doing that. We should be producing. But we are literally we have accomplished something here. We have forced him to go into this position, use his ability that defends his units like crazy, right? But we should just rotate. Rotate to where the damage is free, right? Here the damage is free. And another thing you can do is you can just park the Vikings here over the dead space and kill the Colossus as you come over here. That should have been your move here. And then you come back, right? Then we come back. We come back when this is done. Look how much damage this thing soaks. Right? Completely throws our advantage. So now we rotate now, but it's too late. Right, he's popped 2 disruptors. Yeah. We're in trouble now. So you wanna be using, basically use the space you've made, because you've been making space here. We have space on the map now. And we wanna actually use it, utilize it to our advantage, to take safer, better fights. I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it might have been Kevin, maybe Harston. And I was talking about we were talking about what makes Gabe so special. And he's like, unlike other Terrans, like you'll just never get these bad fights from Gabe. He'll never fight in a bad spot. Like he'll analyze the position and he'll be like, nah, I'll lose this fight. And he'll just never give you shit fights. Like if you beat him, you gotta beat him by like wearing him down or like, you know, pushing a position for like a long time. But you'll never get like one really sick fight because he always takes good fights. This is good. Like this is good. What I would do from here is just unsiege and push these a little bit further so he can't try and bridge the gap. Like this. He can't get the disruptor so close, right? No, it's not over though. This is a long ass game, but it's definitely not over.
Mineral field depleted.
Reporting for action.
Yeah, so just keep the rally coming. That's one way to deal with it. The split push is good too. And in this position, honestly, like this is, I really don't know how you lose from here now, right? Like we should be able to take these units and win, but what I would do is I would just take a Liberator and put it in the corner too, like in this position when I've started getting libs. Make it hard to mine, but like we kind of come back here. We've clawed our way back in. I like the position now. How are we doing this though? I have a feel. I am also now. I'm concerned again. Yeah, I'm concerned again. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, we're just gonna, the thing is that we're just like, all of our units are probably like unbound. I can't see the hotkeys, like, oh no, 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 stop! Oh no!
We're returning fire.
And then we yeet. Oh, bro. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's not, now we've all armied. Oh, it's just getting worse. Oh my god, I can just feel the fucking, dude, I can feel the malding. Holy shit.
Mineral field.
All hands to battle station.
This is where you're glad there's no webcam and mic on you and you're not streaming because you monk a TOS the fuck out of life. Yeah, I can absolutely feel this. Yeah, there's a lot to dissect in this position, but like really this is just poor control. Like not to shit on you too much or anything, but like this is, so like really what we need to do is we need to move our whole army right here and then just siege. Right? You know this. Like, I don't have to tell you this. With no defense. Right? Yeah. But then, okay, so here again, we have another moment. Right? Where we're like, it's so clear now. you can't win this fight, right? Like, we can all agree. Can we all agree? Can all the people remaining in this channel all agree? We all agree. Right? This is an unwinnable fight now. No, it's not winnable. Don't thing is me. Yeah, I know you're committed, but like, this is the problem. Like, when you watch professional level players, Sally, okay? The difference between me and you and them is that they will see the losses of Liberators and they'll back up because they know they can't win this fight, and they'll just build 8 more Liberators. And they'll just try again. Like, they don't, but like, I do this though. Like, I do this. Sometimes you catch me in a bad way and I'll do this, but I know this is wrong, and I have to accept that this is wrong because I'm about to take a bad situation. You know what it's like? You bet on GME at $300. Okay? So it goes down to $280 and you bet the rest of your money. Right? And then when it drops down to $100, you're just actually coping. Okay? And you're like, how could this happen? They said commit it all. You know? But the right thing to do is just to sell and accept your losses and just work a little harder and make your money back, right? Hindsight is 20/20. So just start building more Liberators. You have the money. And back up. Don't turn a bad situation into a dead situation. Right? This is how we make it worse. Okay? So now we F2'd. And I don't like that we've F2'd, but it happened. We have 3 Liberators, so like, this is problematic too. Like, we have a lot of units that we need to take fights now, because now our opponent is chilling with their whole army. And we're like fragmented when we need everything together. Right? Yeah, but we need to be cognizant of the minimap, right? Like, we need to, even a pro player, if you watch like, you know, Uthermal Gabe, like at this point, they'll actually take the time to bring their army together and then push positions, right? Playing at a breakneck pace is what you see and appreciate, but it's not actually like, when you watch them frame good fights, they're not operating with like portions of their army. No, I don't watch my own replays in this detail. I'm too ashamed of myself. So I'm too ashamed of myself. It's facts. I know. Listen, I know. You don't need to tell me. I'm ashamed. I watch myself do this, and then I like, I already know this is wrong and why it's wrong. I know why I did it too. But it's still wrong. Okay. Yeah, I'm honest. I'm always honest about that. I cringe. Like, when you listen to yourself talk, do you cringe? Oh, nice observer there. Yeah. I'm about to DMCA this replay. Okay, so this is okay. My problem with it is that I don't know where his army is, right? Because this is about to be probably the end of the game, if I'd imagine correctly. Right? This is gonna stall long enough that this catches up and kills us, I think. Alright, let's see how it plays out. Yeah, and our army's half dead already. Yeah. Well, it's more like we just spent our entire army and all its health on attacking, I mean, nothing. Like, some probes and... Yeah, like, we should never have been here. We got caught in the wrong neighborhood 100%. Like, we're not supposed to be here. At all anymore. Oh yeah, that's not good. Yeah, if you want to play like this, you need to operate with like 10 medevacs. Gabe has actually been playing a high medevac style recently. So like if you want to go to 10 medevacs, feel free. But like you can't play like this if you're gonna run on like 8 medevacs, even 6 medevacs. You'll run out of energy. You gotta have more. And we can't be, when we're going to commit to these fights, like we really need to scan. Like we need to know like where the fuck is the guy at, because here like we got our army together. Yeah, Dan gave me so much shit for this. He actually gave me like a fucking, he sat me down, okay? He sat me on his lap and he gave me like a half-hour long lecture about how I overstim my units, and I usually do it chasing things or like running after things, okay? So like you literally just did like what, like 1,000 HP in damage to like chase after a bunch of stalkers. Like it's not, and your medevacs are all empty. So like we just need to be patient here and take the map and then sort of control it and take controlled engagements. Like we have a problem with overcommitting. You know? You kind of do play a little bit like an ape. Like you just charge in head first. That big Chad energy just, not in a bad way. Like you play very confidently, but there's a difference between being confident and being informed. Like you want to be confident and informed. You can't just be confident. Because right now we're confident but not informed. We don't know where his army is, what bases he's got. Like we're missing a lot of detail. Right? Yeah, and we can't win this fight. We just can't. Right? Like, if someone said to you, I have a gun to your head, tell them the honest truth. Okay? And a lie detector test will go off. And if that goes off, if you're lying, then you get shot in the head. Guarantee you tell me you can't win this fight, right? You can't win. You're gonna lose. So just back up. Right? Just don't fight. Just don't. Just don't. Your units collectively have 4 health. They have like 4 health. Every unit is like 1 stalker shot from death.
All hands to battle stations.
Yeah. Now we're coping hard. Yeah. So, in these positions, you always want to stall for time, okay? Every time you're losing, the idea is always to stall. Stall. Oh, are we BMing him? I don't want to watch that. Tell me you don't BM this man. Are you about to Monka TOS me? Right now? Is that gonna happen? Do you mule this guy? No, you don't. What are you... Oh, we blotted him out like the sun. Oh no, dude. Ay, we deserve to lose. Yeah, I mean, your biggest issue here, strategically, like, obviously you have macro problems. You have to sort that out in practice and on the back end, right? You're not building enough workers. Routinely, we're seeing 2,000 float at 130 supply. And now you can convince me at 170 supply that, like, you know, we're just a production cycle away, which is my rationale, right? Like, we can do that there, but at 120 supply, we can't be saying like, oh yeah, well, it's just a small float. Like, it's a problem. So, our biggest issues are we don't actually take map control, which leads to a lack of information, right? And then, on top of the lack of information that we have, it makes it so we don't use our confidence in a good way. We make poor decisions. Right? We take fights that we can't take because we don't actually know what the map looks like. And so we feel like we're pressured into doing things that we shouldn't actually be doing. Like taking fights against an army when we expect half an army, but there's a whole army because our opponent is not defending this drop that we made like early on. So we just need to focus on And like, don't even like just make that the hockey dump hockey, because you don't even have to play faster or better or harder or whatever. You're actually already there, right? That's what I was trying to point out. Like, that would make such a big difference because you're already in the right spots. You're just not actually capturing them, which is a huge problem. We're taking positions and then we're not actually keeping them, not holding them, and then using our information in the future. Instead, what we're doing is we're just running around the map, right, like one tiny little blob, and just never understanding what the map looks like, right? Which, of course, like, I'm guilty of doing as well, but I have the idea to do those kinds of things, especially when I feel like I should have knowledge. Whereas he knows everything. Look at these observers. Like, this guy knows literally the whole map at all times. But, like, not a bad game, and definitely winnable. So, like, this guy wasn't, like, out of your league or anything. You definitely just made a couple mistakes that you need to fix. And you need to focus on getting more information. Right? That's it.